Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to code NodeJS APIs. We'll develop one post APIs in real time using GitHub Copilot, and some part of the Bard as well will utilize to generate OpenAI API code. You know, OpenAI is an AI research and development company which is providing few APIs to complete the question and answer feature. So in GPT, they are providing chart completions. So once you provide some content and a role, it's returning some response. So we will utilize the same API and we will generate some response using Node.js APIs. Let's go back to the code. So in this code, there are different APIs available like user, story, comment. So here we are going to generate a new OpenAI API. OpenAI. So for that, I'm going to create a new file, openai.js. So here, so I need to generate an OpenAI for the code completion, right? So for that, I'm going to use Bard. Node.js API, post API to generate completions OpenAI. So it's trying to give some code. We'll see if it is useful. We'll actually copy paste from this to our code. So before that, I'm going to do one more thing in index.js. So all these other APIs are basically available. So I'm going to inject ours as well. So in the OpenAI, I'm attaching to the /API/OpenAI, right? So it has given something. So we will see. Okay, it is trying to use Express. It is using OpenAI as a library. And then it is giving the post to post the configuration. And then, so there is one more way also we can utilize that we can click on here. So we basically click on the So here we can see this code as well. We can implement the way we want. So here we can click on the examples, OpenAI, we can scroll down. So here, like this also we can utilize. We can copy paste this and we can utilize this, okay? So the better way should be, we'll write some part of the code as given in the Bard. So we need an express, right? So we will copy the same code. We'll paste it here. So some part of the code is done, but we don't need cause. So I'm removing the cause here and we don't need to listen on the server. Of course, we need actually a router, not the express. So we'll tell them, please use router. Please use router. Don't start server. Okay. Let's see what it uses. So in the meanwhile, OpenAI is a library. So they're utilizing this. Okay, so it's still giving the cause one, which is not required. Yeah, that's what you cannot 100% believe Google ChatGPT or Google Bard. You can basically train it and we can use it for the code completions, right? Cool. So now OpenAI Express is there. We will use the express.router. Okay. And then we need Axios as well to make an API calls. Or else if you don't do the HTTPS API calls, we can use this basically the API OpenAI library as well. Okay, let's simplify this process. Basically, we will utilize the same code which is provided in the example. So it is we can actually extract configuration and OpenAI from here, right? So we can do the same thing. After that, so basically we no need to do this. So here we can copy the same code from configuration to response, and then we can copy this, paste it here. Right, so here it basically making an API call to the create completion, but here the prompt instead this we are gonna copy this and send it as a message, right? And then stop, we will remove it. Max sourcing, we can remove it, right? So here we are gonna return a response. Return response.status of 200 and JSON, right? In the response, we will provide response.data.choices of 0.text.3. Okay. We can basically use try catch to handle the exceptions. And I'm console logging the error as well as response.status also. I'm sending as a 500, right? So whatever in between, I'm going to cut this, paste it inside the try block. Okay. Now this API is available, and this API is attached to the slash API as well, right? So for testing, we can use the front end code to test this. So in the front end, I can refresh the space. It's giving some errors. We'll see why. Something happened. What exactly it is writing error? Router.use requires a middleware function but got offset. Is coming from index.js. I think it's talking about this, right? I got it. We are not exporting this. So let's export this. Fine. Yeah, you can see the server started successfully. I'm reloading this. I'm clicking on the login right now. And then clicking on the weight training program. So here I'm giving micro 1, 70, and beginner, right? So now if I am clicking on the generate AI text, it should make an API call, it should become success, right? Yeah, it's success. So it started giving some information, right? So this is how you can develop APIs, as well as you can integrate this inside a router. You can utilize the GitHub Copilot as well as Bard. This is a simple example, but you can use it in your real time as well. That's all from this session. Thank you.